Hey y'all, it's Melissa from The Little Ford That Could, and welcome to my channel today. If you're new here, I am a homeschooling mom to 3 kiddos, a first grader and 2 eighth graders, and a lot of what you find on my channel is homeschool content, although sometimes I do deviate to other mom type topics, but it's mostly homeschool, not all, but mostly. So if you like that sort of content, I hope you'll stick around and hit that subscribe button. Today I am doing a sort of real honest chit chat with me today. So today is not homeschooling related necessarily, although I'm sure I'll touch on that because life is not life without homeschooling for us. But anyway, if you want to hear a little bit about what's going on with me, we're gonna chit chat about some real life stuff today, so stick around. So first things first, I apologize for the lighting. Glasses are nearly impossible to film yourself close up like this talking without like major glare on your glasses, and I still use my phone. I am not a YouTuber who makes a ton of money, so I don't have any fancy equipment. I use my phone, and that makes an even worse glare on my glasses than just about anything. So I apologize for that. If that totally distracts you and drives you nuts, I'm so sorry. I hope you'll stick around anyway. Maybe you can just like not look at the screen and just listen. Since I'm not showing anything in particular, I'm just kind of chatting with you today. So it's not super important that you look at me. Second of all, I am in my bedroom, which I normally don't film back here. If you have watched any of my channel at all, you know that we bought a fixer-upper, and it's a long story and I won't get into it all the way, but it did not go as planned. Imagine that. And so we are living in it and fixing it up one little space at a time. And our bedroom is sort of the storage facility right now. We do sleep in it, but it's a huge bedroom. But it is like one of the last things that's going to be getting renovated. So, is my camera moving? Am I? Has it been moving the whole time? Have I been kicking it? I'm sorry. Anyway, so you don't want to see my bedroom. Like, you can probably see how gross these walls are. They need to be painted. Anyway, I digress. I get off on rabbit trails a lot, especially in my chit chat videos, because I plan them out to an extent, but I don't want to be reading from the script, from a script. So I don't do that because I want my videos to be authentically me. And so anyway, I tend to get off on rabbit trails, and I already have, haven't I? Anyway, so that's what I'm starting with. An apology that the lighting and the setting and all of that is not ideal. But here we are. I'm hiding from my children. Sometimes this happens, real life. Am I right? So we have had a little break from YouTube, a little break from life. Well, I feel like all of us have had a really big long break from like normal life, because everything shut down, and I don't like to say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. World events that have occurred and are still occurring, so to speak, that have changed everybody's lives quite drastically. So obviously we are no exception. Everything was canceled for us, and we've sort of just been locked in our home for a while. And we're all very social creatures, so that's been a little hard for us. And then we did go on vacation to the beach, which we live like 30 minutes from the beach, but we got a condo, like a beachfront condo, so that we could walk out of our door and onto the beach rather than having to get in our car and drive to the beach, because we had some family coming down from out of town, and so we got to see them, and it was nice. But all that to say, I had pre-recorded videos and set those to, I kind of had it all set to go for a while, and now I have run out of pre-recorded videos, and so I'm back to sort of trying to get back into my old schedule where like we're living our more normal life again, like meaning we're schooling like normal. Some of our extracurriculars have started back, not all of them. We have some regular therapy appointments that we're going back to now, that keeps us quite busy. And our co-op is actually starting back in 2 weeks. So I had a parent meeting for that today. And so it feels like our calendar is starting to, it's not filled up by any means, but it feels a little more like what life used to be like prior to certain world events. So that's exciting, but I have found that I'm having a difficult time getting back in the swing of things. Anybody else having a hard time? Like, it feels like we had like this long extended summer vacation. And I guess having taught traditional school for so many years, I used to have a summer mindset because I was off in the summer times. And so summertime was just like playtime for me and my kids, because I was on the same schedule as they are. Then when we switched to being homeschoolers, we started schooling year round. Well, pretty much year round. We take a month off in the summer. And so I had gotten like more into the swing of just having this normal routine and not having a big long break. And so this big long break, although it kind of seemed nice at first, we got over it really quickly, and now I'm having a really hard time like getting back into the groove, so to speak. Are you having a hard time getting back into the groove? If you are, let me know so that I don't feel all alone. And if you've got any great tips about how to get back into the groove, I'd love to hear those too. Also, my health has been my health. It's something I haven't talked about a lot on my channel, or really at all. I may have mentioned something about it once or twice, but I really haven't talked about my health at all on my channel. Primarily because, I don't know, I just don't feel like that's something I want everybody to know necessarily about me. But it's gotten worse in the last year or so, and it's affecting my daily life a lot more than it was in the past. And so I've been struggling with my health a lot lately, and I think that's part of why I'm having trouble. Zazu, sorry if you're new here. I have 2 birds, one of which is really, really loud, and he likes to scream, and you can hear him all over the house. That's him. Anyway, I think my health is one of the reasons why it's been so difficult to get back in the swing of things. Also, because I'm not feeling well a lot of the time right now, which is hard. So yeah, my health. So the thing about my health is I am chronically ill, and for a lot of my life, I have been very sickly. My mom used to joke that if I saw somebody on TV that was sick, I would catch whatever they had because I just seemed to catch everything all the time. Even as a kid, I was sick a lot. And then my 11th grade year, I got mono. And it was a really terrible case of mono. It almost killed me. Like, it was bad. I was very, 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 very sick. And I have never been the same since then. And so after the worst part of the mono was over, it just seemed like I always had something going on, and something was always unwell, and I just have chronic fatigue and lots of things going on. And so it took many, many years, many, many doctors, and finally some holistic functional medicine type doctors who were able to figure out that I have something called chronic EBV, which is basically, in layman's terms, it's like if you get mono and your body is never fully able to recover from mono. So it's like you have mono your whole life, which is true for anybody and everybody. Anytime you get the mono virus, your body never fully gets rid of it. That's with everybody who gets mono. It's just the way that virus works. A lot of viruses work that way, actually. Most of the time, in most cases, the virus lays dormant in your body. So you don't know you have it. You're not sick. You're not having symptoms, but the virus is inside your body. And that's true with most, maybe even all. I'm no expert, but many viruses are that way. Well, in an individual who has something called chronic EBV, EBV stands for Epstein-Barr virus, which is the virus that causes mononucleosis. Some people call it the kissing disease. So for those of us who have chronic EBV, what that basically means is that the EBV virus that made us sick in the first place with mono never went fully dormant and affects your body on a daily basis, making you chronically ill. And the symptoms can vary from person to person. For me, my major symptom is just exhaustion. I wake up tired. I'm always tired. And when you have 3 kids, that's a very frustrating place to be, feeling exhausted all the time. And for a while, I got better and was feeling much better and having more good days than bad. And that went on for, I don't know, the past 5 years or so, 6 years. And then in about the last year, I gained a whole bunch of weight and I started having some heart problems, which I'm not sure yet if they're related to the EBV or not. And that chronic exhaustion or chronic fatigue has come back. And so a lot of days I have to take a nap in the middle of the day, which is so frustrating for so many reasons. Anyway, so I guess all of that to say, I feel like not only have I lost my groove like in life, like with day-to-day life, but I've lost my groove with my YouTube channel. And I'm just not in a place where I feel excited about the fact that I have anything to share with an audience on YouTube at all. I just feel super self-conscious about it all of a sudden. And like, why would anybody watch my videos, and what do I have to share with people or tell people, or how am I going to help people, or how am I going to continue to make these videos and post them in a timely manner and still do it once a week like I made a promise to myself to do. And it feels very defeating and very frustrating for me. But if you've been to my channel before, you know that I made a deal with myself, and I made a promise that I would, for the entire year of 2020, that I would post, I would put at least one video a week up on my channel and just see what happened. And in the beginning, I felt very strongly that it was something God had for me to do, because of my child with a chronic illness and my history as a former public and private school teacher turned home educator. And then, when, I'm not going to say the word, but when world events happened this year, I felt very encouraged and very strongly that, God had put me in a place where I had gone before many of you, because I had pulled my children out of traditional school before all this happened. And so we were able to get into this homeschooling thing ahead of all this. nonsense. And I believe firmly that that was God's timing, that He did that, so that we would not have to make a knee-jerk reaction and change and switch to the world events that happened this spring. And of course, that changed everything for pretty much everybody as far as school goes. And I just know that God did all that. And I'm so grateful because I can just imagine how terribly that would have gone for my family specifically. We would not have handled that well at all. I know it for a variety of reasons. That would not have worked well for my family at all. And so I know that God was protecting us from that by allowing us to see that He wanted us to homeschool before all of this happened. And when it happened, I felt it felt like a little bit of validation that my YouTube channel wasn't just some stupid idea, but that like I had some information that would be of value to those of you who did get thrown into homeschooling totally unexpectedly. And you know that I think virtual schooling and homeschooling are two totally different things, and I am talking about true homeschooling right now, although I think I do have some valuable information for virtual schoolers too. And so when all of that happened, I just saw it as God's perfect timing, and it seemed right, and it seemed great, and it seemed like validation, like, you know, you're doing what you're supposed to. This, you know, somebody out there is watching your videos, and they're, you know, they're feeling encouraged by them, and they're getting helpful information from them. And so I was feeling good about it. And then my health started to decline even worse. And I think my mental health started to decline from being home and not seeing people, because I am such a people person. And just kind of a myriad of things have taken place over the last few months, I guess, that have really put doubt in my mind as to whether or not this YouTube channel has any value at all for anyone. And I'm feeling very frustrated by all of it, very defeated, and very self-conscious about it. And I just, rather than like going through the motions and you know, trying to put on a happy face and film some videos, I wanted to just be really transparent with you guys, and let you know that that's where I am, and I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. I am not a quitter, and I promised myself one video a week every week for 2020, and gosh darn it, I'm gonna do it. It might be hard for a season like right now, but I made that promise to myself, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm not gonna quit no matter how hard it gets. It's pretty hard right now, but I am determined to see this through till the end of 2020 and reevaluate then and see what God has for me and my channel at that point. But I did not want to leave that out. I wanted you to understand and know that this is where I am, because I feel like my very favorite YouTubers are the ones who seem super real to me. Like, they just video real life, they talk about real life, they tell it like it is. They don't, it doesn't feel like staged things that are just, you know, to make them look good. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like, you know, people talk about social media is just fake because all we see on social media are the best parts. We see snapshots of the best parts of people's lives, and we don't see the hard stuff, and the real stuff, and the nitty gritty. And you know, obviously, like, I'm not gonna, you know, video, I don't know, like, my kids having a meltdown, or like me having a meltdown, or like me having to take a nap, or think, you're not going to video or take pictures of all the like really terrible stuff in your life. So, I mean, nobody would want to watch that anyway, but I feel like there is a way to not just portray sunshine and roses on your social media or your YouTube, and to be authentic and, be real with your audience and real with your friends, and, let them know when you're struggling so they can encourage you. I feel that way about like just my personal friends on my Facebook and things like that. Especially right now when many of us aren't seeing each other in person anymore. And so I feel like it's okay and necessary even to share some of the hard parts of your life. And so that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to give you a little update just about our life. And it's kind of been hard. I would say the last 6 weeks has been really hard for me, both mentally and physically. And so I have been struggling with filming more content for my channel. And so I felt like the best way to sort of get out of my funk about this would be to share that with you guys. So who knows how this will end up. Maybe all of you have turned me off by now and are thinking you don't care, and that's fine. If you don't care, that's fine. But I always want to be real on my channel, and not fake and not staged and not pretend, but my real life. And this is a part of my real life. So that's what's going on with us. Like I said, we start co-op back in 2 weeks, and I feel like I hope that that's going to get me back into the swing of things a little bit better. I'm teaching a middle school and high school musical theater class at co-op, which I'm super, super excited about. Like, y'all don't even know how excited I am. So I've got that to look forward to, and I'm hoping that as that gets nearer, it's gonna put a little extra pep in my step. I know it will, because musical theater is what I love. So, and teaching is what I love. So I'm super excited about that. So hopefully I'm gonna get out of this funk and get back in the swing of things, going like I was before, or maybe even better than I was before. I hope so. If you're struggling, please know that you're not alone. I know that this has been a hard season for many, many people for a variety of reasons. Financially, it's been hard on some people, emotionally, mentally, physically. Some of us have been sick with, that word. Businesses have struggled. We're small business owners, so we totally get that. I know this has been a rough season for many, many of us. So if you have had a rough season for whatever reason, know that you're not alone, and that I feel like we're coming out of this hard season, right? Don't you? And so if you need some encouragement, please feel free to message me and chat with me, whatever, comment below. Hopefully there will be no more of this like poor pitiful me stuff on my channel. I'm not going to do that anymore. I hope that it didn't come across that way. I just wanted to be honest with you guys about how I'm feeling. So next week, we're going to be back to our regular scheduled content, and it will be cheerful and happy and hopefully helpful for you. So if you want to make sure you don't miss any new videos, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Please give this video a thumbs up. Like, maybe even if you hated it, could you give it a thumbs up? Because it really helps my channel. It's like quick. It takes you 2 seconds. Not even, to hit that thumbs up button, and it helps me out. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.